What's up, YouTube? We are back with another jam-packed video full of information, and today we are going to be talking about the area of interest of a stock. The area of interest is going to show us exactly where the stock is currently at and where it could possibly be going in the near future. So without further ado, let's get started. And I'm going to show you guys today the S&P 500 chart. So here, I like to start with 3 time frames that I look for me to be able to find the area of interest. So I like to work with the daily time frame, the 4-hour time frame, and the 1-hour time frame. Yeah, I like the weekly time frame as well, but the daily, the 4-hour, and the 1-hour is going to show us a lot of more information that we need in order to kind of make our bias on where the stock is going to be possibly going. So here on the daily time frame, this is what we're going to start off at. We can see that we have multiple bounces off of this psychological level of 620. So we have 1, 2, 3 touches here at the 620 level. We're going to mark our level here and just drag it across, right? We have multiple bounces in that zone. So every time the stock tends to get to that area, we have a bounce, especially when we are above it. If we are under it, we are expecting a rejection. So how does that look like? So if we are above that zone, I am looking for the stock to have a reaction with a bounce. So pretty much if we are above it, we are looking for it to come test this whole zone and bounce up to create a new high. So we have about 3 bounces here to the left, right? We can mark our little circles if you want to see a clear view. We got 1, we got 2, and we got 3, right? Right, so we have 3 bounces there. Where else do we have another level where we have reactions at these psych levels? So I like to see bounces and reactions. So we have reactions here. If we look up, we have a reaction there. Oops. We have a reaction here, and we have a reaction here, right? So we can drag another box in that zone. Just drag it all the way across, right? Where else? We have another reaction here, right? Another reaction here. We're looking for at least minimum of 3 touches for it to be a psych level, for it to be an area of interest. So right here, we can see we have 4 reactions. We have a wick right here. So we can drag another box there. So we just drag this all the way across like that, right? Go higher. This is a daily time frame still, right? Go higher. You can see we have a reaction all the way at the top. We have a double top right here, right? We have 2 bounces or rejections here at the top, right? So these are all psychological levels of 648, 649, right? 636. Let's see if I can mark like little arrows at that zone, right? 636, right? 628, right here, and 620. So you can see here to your right that these are all psych levels of 620. We're having bounces, and we're having rejections at 626. We're having rejections and bounces at 636. We are having rejections at that 648, 649 zone. So what does that mean? That means that we are getting information that the stock has a reaction in those areas, whether it's a bounce or a rejection. And so now we go to the lower time frames, right? We go to the 4-hour time frame. You can see here, we do have a rejection in these 648, 649 zones. We have 2 rejections there, and then we have some major bounces here at the 636 level. We have 2 major bounces, 3 major bounces, 4 major bounces. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we have bounces and we also have rejections. As you can see here, we have a rejection there in the center. We have a rejection here to the left, a little bit here in the center. So, oh, and we have this wick here in the center. So we have bounces, we have rejections. So that's a psychological level, right? We go further down. We got further bounces and further rejections, right? So these are our psych levels, right? We have a rejection here. We have a bounce here to the right. We also have a bounce here in the center. Like we have multiple bounces here. So these are our psych levels. We are expecting either a bounce if we are above. So it's supposed to look like this. We are expecting a bounce like this. Or if we are under it, like here, we are expecting a rejection like this, right? So these are areas of interest. Why? Because we have reactions every single time we reach those levels. So that's going to give you an idea of what the stock could possibly do every single time we reach those levels. If we are above a specific level, we are expecting a bounce. If we are under a specific level, we are expecting a rejection to the downside. So that'll give you a clear bias of whether you're looking for buys or you're looking for sells. Same thing with the 1 hour time frame. It gets a little bit more complicated because every candle is now an hour, but it'll give you a clear entry because you want to enter on the smaller time frames. As you can see here, move to the left, we can see the reaction. We have bearish engulfing candles. We have this huge red candle here giving us a reaction to the downside. So we have a huge bearish engulfing candle. That means the sellers came in real tough in that zone before it continued down. Same thing here to the left. Look at this huge red candle. Bearish, right? We reacted to it twice. Rejected there, we rejected there, we rejected here, following a huge, massive bearish engulfing candle, right? So we move left. Now we have room to the upside. We see that every time we get to these zones, we have multiple bounces. We get to the zone, we bounce. We get to the zone and we bounce, right? More to the right. We get to these zones and we bounce. Also, that's us being above it. Now, if we get under it, we are looking for rejections like we did here to the left. We have a reaction there. We have a reaction here, small reaction, but it was still a reaction. And a reaction there, we are looking for sells, right? Move more to the right. We have 2 reactions here to the downside. Once we got up to that level, we saw a massive bearish engulfing to the downside. So that is giving you an indication we want sells. These wicks here as well. These wicks here are giving you sell signals like we are wicking, we are not breaking through, we are rejecting. These are all clues that we are going to the downside. Look at this huge engulfing candle. Now we are under it. We may be looking for some sells opening on Monday, right? Because we are now under this level. So what can we see on this level? We can possibly see that we can have a rejection once we get into that zone to the downside, or we can possibly even break through it, then catch a bounce to the upside. So we have to wait for the stock to actually do what it needs to do before we enter our position, because we got to let the cards play out first, and all we got to do is react, right? So this is how you find these psychological levels, by finding at least a multiple of 3 touches for it to be an area of interest. So I like to look at the daily, at the 4 hour, and the 1 hour time frames for psychological levels, for areas of interest, for support and resistance levels. The weekly is just giving me an overall direction of where the stock is and where it's going. So we can see here on the weekly time frame, we are creating higher highs and higher lows. What does a higher high and a higher low look like again? It looks like a staircase zigzagging its way up, creating higher highs and higher lows, right? That's exactly what an uptrend looks like. So the weekly is giving us just that, possibly looking for buys. But our daily time frames, same thing, higher highs and higher lows. And we are looking for those psych levels, whether we break to the upside or we break to the upside, we retest and continue higher, or now that we are under it, we can retest and go down. So the three time frames that I use for psych levels, for areas of interest, for support and resistance is the daily, the 4-hour, and the 1-hour time frame. And we are looking for at least a minimum of 3 touches for that area to be an area of interest. So please give a thumbs up down below, like and subscribe if you understand what I'm saying, understand what you're looking at and what I'm showing you, and keep following, man, for more information. I hope you guys like this video. It's Grandma, baby. You know what it is. Let's get this money.